20 psychology principles you can use to scale your ecom brand like crazy. In this video, we're gonna go over how to increase conversions by leveraging science. So you will learn what scientific and psychology principles we use every day to grow 20 plus ecom brands to 8 figures and beyond. So this is gonna be a pretty long video, I think, so let's get straight into it. Let's start immediately. This is gonna be basically a list of the 20 principles that we always use to increase conversions for our clients. So first one, and these are not in order of importance, just like a list of principles. Each one of them is equally as important, so it's not a ranking based on importance. First one that we're gonna cover here is the Godlock Principle, which basically is about offering a just right option between two extremes to appeal to customers looking for a balanced choice. How to use it: provide 3 pricing tiers with different features, with the middle option offering the best value for most customers. So the goal here is to have 3 options, where the 2 options, like the cheapest and the most expensive options, are not as good as the middle one, and this is just to increase the AOV. For example, here you can see that we've got 3 offers. The cheapest one is just like $4 cheaper than this, so it's not convenient. And this is more expensive, so we frame the page so that this offer right here is the most convenient one, and this is going to help people choose this and increase the AOV instead of just choosing the cheapest variant here. Second principle, bizarreness effect. Strange or unusual information is more memorable, so incorporating unique elements in marketing campaigns can increase recall. How to use this: use unexpected or weird visuals or unconventional product descriptions to make your marketing material stand out and be more memorable. So the thing here, what's important to do here, it is just to do something weird to explain how the product works, so that people will remember that your product description, that your titles are weird. And not weird in a bad way, just like an unusual way to present the information. And I've got an example here. This is not about the copy, but it's more about like the design. So they've got this very specific design that is gonna stick in people's minds, and they're gonna be much more likely to remember what's the brand all about. And it's a good way to get into the customer's mind and get them to remember you and then to buy from you. Number 3, Dunning-Kruger effect. This is one of the most, I would say, famous ones, one of the most easy ones. People with limited knowledge may overestimate their expertise, so provide clear, easily understandable information to help customers make informed decisions. So how you want to leverage this is by offering concise explanations and simple visuals to clarify complex product features or concepts for your audience. So the thing is, people, especially if they don't know much about your product or about your industry, they might tend to overestimate their knowledge. They might think, okay, I know everything about this product, but in reality they don't know. So what you need to do here is, you know that they have a very limited knowledge, so you're gonna have to explain complicated, complex concepts and features in a very clear, I would say like 5th grade level. So we've got an example here. This is something that we made where we had to explain the benefits of an exercise, and we had to use very simple visuals to explain why the exercise was effective for them. So we use very simple visuals like icons, percentages, and also recalls here to just explain the benefits and why people should do the exercise. Which again, very simple way to explain complex concepts, because these are pretty complex. It's like a lot of science involved, but we found a way to explain them in a pretty concise way. Let's move on. Foot in the door technique. This technique involves encouraging customers to agree to small requests, increasing the likelihood that they'll accept a larger request later. How to use this: you're gonna have to ask customers to sign up for a newsletter, then follow up with a special offer, or even better, a lead magnet to encourage a purchase. So you're gonna ask with a small, usually free request, which again can be just like the sign up for a newsletter, or even better, a lead magnet or something of value for them. And that will increase the likelihood that people will then accept larger requests that we can make, for example, a purchase or a subscription or so on. So very important to kind of have them to agree on something simple, like a simple request, before getting them to agree on a bigger one. Rhyme or reason effect. Rhyming phrases are perceived as more truthful, so incorporating catchy slogans can enhance marketing messages. How to use it: create a memorable rhyming tagline for your brand or product to reinforce key benefits and improve credibility. A very good example of this is balls.co. I don't know if they're still active, but they were a very good DTC brand back in the days, and they used it to have very good copy and very catchy headlines like this one here, self-care down there. So this is a very good way to enhance their marketing messages, and it's a very good way to kind of stick in customers' brains. And you should definitely try to do this if you've got some good skills in copywriting. It's not easy to do this because it's pretty easy to just like exaggerate or maybe write something that is not effective, so you might have to do some practice before coming up with effective taglines. Information gap theory. People are driven to fill gaps in knowledge, so creating curiosity and desire for information can encourage engagement. How to use this principle: tease upcoming product launches or features, prompting customers to sign up for updates or visit their website for more information. So what you want to do here is you want to reveal part of the information about the product, part of, maybe you can do this with images, you can show like just like an image showing part of the product or something like this. And the goal here is to evoke curiosity so that people now want to know what's like the rest of the product looking like or what it's all about. This way you're going to be creating an information gap, so people now want to know the remaining information, and you're going to fill this gap with a newsletter or with landing page. And when people are going to be looking for the gap, they will also be more likely to purchase because now they're more interested in what you have to offer. Serial position effect. Customers are more likely to remember the first and last items in a list, so consider item placement in marketing materials and product listings. How to use this? This is actually very simple. Place your most important product features or benefits at the beginning and end of a list or copy to maximize their impact. So typically the elements are more likely to get remembered are the first one and the last one. So if you've got maybe 4 bullet points that you want to include, make sure that the 2 most important elements are placed. First one at the top, second one at the bottom. So we've got an example here. Here, through research, we understood what were the 2 most important elements. So cuts, injury risk and health, and free workout plan included. So we wanted to show them first and last in the list. Hard to get effect. Products or services perceived as scarce or difficult to obtain can seem more valuable, so create a sense of exclusivity to boost demand. How to use it? This is the good old scarcity. So it's very simple. Promote limited edition products or exclusive member-only offers to generate interest and drive sales. So here, this is like one of the probably most commonly used principles, and every single like dropshipping brand back in the days were using this principle. And to use it, it's very simple. Just show a badge or an element mentioning that it is almost out of stock, or there's just few units remaining, or it's like a limited edition product that's gonna expire in 24 hours to say. This is gonna help people perceive the product as scarce and difficult to obtain, and it's gonna be perceived as more valuable. And usually when things are perceived as more valuable, they're gonna be also converting better. Honeymoon effect. New customers are often more engaged and excited, so capitalize on this initial enthusiasm with timely offers and personalized experiences. How to use this? Send welcome emails with special discounts or tailored product recommendations to new customers shortly after they sign up or purchase. And another thing that is not mentioned here but you can do is you can have post-purchase upsells, because again, the phase just after the purchase is where they are excited, they trust you already, so it's a very good place to promote more products. So either in the welcome email flow or in the product upsells after the purchase, you're gonna have to promote more products, because it's a very good place and you can get way better AOVs by promoting products in this phase of the funnel. Spotlight effect. Customers often believe they're being observed more closely than they are, so ensure privacy and security in the purchasing process. So you know how most people are just afraid that you're gonna be tracking them, they're gonna be stealing data from them. So in this case, you want to highlight your commitment to data privacy and security to reassure customers and build trust in your brand. So always say that the transaction is secure, that its privacy is always guaranteed, and this is gonna just make people more chill and less afraid that you're gonna steal their data, which you probably still do, but at least they know that you're not doing anything that is like black hat or that is stealing their very precious information. So always highlight your commitment to privacy and security, and you will convert more. V-blend effect. For luxury goods, higher prices can signal higher status and quality, so consider premium pricing and packaging to create a sense of exclusivity. So here, what you want to do is you want to price luxury items higher than competitors and use high quality materials for packaging to emphasize the premium nature of your products. So this isn't really a marketing tip, but it's more of like a product and packaging tip, but it's still very important. And one thing that is also very important is to have good photos, good content around the packaging and the product, because these can help people perceive the products as more luxury, and so that we can use the V-blend effect as the fullest. So very important, highlight the quality of your product packaging, and to use that you need to use very good images. Door in the face technique. Start with an unreasonably large request followed by a smaller, more reasonable request, making the second request more likely to be accepted. How to use this? Offer an expensive product bundle, then present a more affordable option which will seem more reasonable in comparison. So first you want to kind of build an offer that is not really built to sell, but just to make the other offers look more convenient and better. So first show an option that maybe is very expensive and that is not that much valuable, and as a second offer you're gonna offer something that is much more valuable and much more convenient compared to the first one. So people will first start judging you based on the first offer that is not really convenient, and then they're gonna see an offer that is way better, way more convenient, and this is gonna make the second offer much more valuable and much more likely to get purchased. So very important to do, one of the best tips in my opinion to increase conversions. Benjamin Franklin effect. When people do a favor for someone, they tend to like that person more, so encourage customer engagement and interaction to build positive relationship. How to use this? Ask customers for feedback or reviews, then follow up with a thank you message or offer to foster goodwill and loyalty. So what you want to do here is you want to ask your customers for a favor, so it can be a review. And once you do that, the customers are going to be more likely to like you and trust you, and so they will be more likely to buy as well. So a very good way to implement this in a practical way is ask your customers for reviews with emails. So send like an email flow and ask people for customer feedback, and once they do that you can send them a discount code, or you can prompt them to buy something more, and they're going to be much more likely to do so. So very important to do. Another way to get some free sales and some customer feedback as well. So two birds with one stone, very good thing to do. Similarity principle. Customers are more likely to trust and purchase from those they perceive as similar to themselves, so tailor marketing messages to resonate with target audiences. How to use this? Adjust your marketing tone, imagery, and messaging to reflect the demographics and interests of your target audience. I've got a pretty good example here. For this brand, 80% of customers are black people, so we share reviews and images of mainly black people so that the customers can identify with people that are very similar to them. So we've got the reviews here, and as you can see here, most of the guys here are black people that are similar to the target audience. And again, the more tailored the message is, the better it is, and the better the conversion will be. Bystander effect. In a group setting, people are less likely to take action, so personalize marketing messages and create a sense of individual responsibility. So here you're going to have to address customers by their first name in the emails and tailor offers based on their preferences, encouraging them to take action. So have personalized messages. You can do this both on emails and with some advanced coding and AI. You can do this on your website as well. Usually the more personalized the marketing messages are, the better it is, and the more converting they will be, and the better the ROI they will bring back to you. Repetition effect. Repeating key marketing messages or product benefits can increase recall and reinforce brand messaging. How you can use this? Use consistent messaging across multiple marketing channels, from ads to landing pages to email marketing, to increase congruence and increase conversions. This is very important, and somehow brands are mostly missing out on this. You want to have the same or a very similar marketing message across all the steps of your funnel. So if your ad creatives are mentioning a specific problem, a specific pain point, or they are talking in a specific way, in a specific tone, you should use that same tone, that same messaging in your landing pages, in your product pages, and in your email marketing sequences. This is going to increase the congruence, it's going to make the messaging more consistent, and if this happens, conversions will increase. So we've got an example here where we've got the ads and we've got a landing page that is kind of about the same thing, and it's using the same exact tone and messaging, and this is very important to increase conversions. Illusionary truth effect. Repeated exposure to a statement, even if false, can increase its perceived truthfulness to consistently reinforce key marketing messages. So the best way to use this is to regularly reiterate your product unique selling points or benefits to solidify customers' perception of its value. So you just have to kind of repeat the main benefits of the product here. You might think that this is unnecessary because you already mentioned the benefits, but it's important that at least the most important ones, you don't have to repeat everything, but the most important benefits, the most important pain points that you're solving, they should be repeated at least once in your landing page. So you can have a section like this where you've got a quick bullet points list where you repeat the most important benefits. And don't be afraid to repeat them twice, even 3 times in the page, because if they're important and people will care about them, it's not gonna hurt your conversions, but actually it's just gonna reinforce the marketing messages that you're trying to get across, and it's gonna be better for your conversions. Negativity bias. This isn't a principle to implement, but rather something that you want to avoid. Negative experiences have a stronger impact on customer perception than positive ones, so prioritize addressing complaints and mitigating negative feedback. How to use it: monitor and promptly respond to customer complaints and implement improvements to prevent future issues from arising. So what you want to do here is, first off, people will obviously have some negativity towards your product no matter how good your copywriting is, so you're going to have to address their objections and tell them and mitigate their objections. And also obviously you're going to get some negative feedback. No brand that I know, even if the product is perfect, no brand I know has got just positive feedback. So whenever you've got negative feedback, don't delete the reviews, but what you want to do here is you want to respond and address the negative feedback. This is going to be good, and it's going to kind of erase the negativity bias, and it's going to be helping you to be perceived as more trustworthy and more credible. Even if you have some negative reviews, that is not of your concern. Just respond to them, handle their objections, and it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine, and you're going to be increasing your sales. Reactance theory. People dislike feeling restricted or controlled, so emphasize customer freedom and choice in marketing messages. The best way to leverage this is just to offer multiple product options, customization features, or flexible return policies to make customers feel more in control of their decision. It's very important not to overuse this, because if you offer a lot of options, if you offer a lot of customization features and so on, you're gonna give people a lot of choices, and this usually destroys conversion rate because they have too many things to choose from. They're gonna be forced to use a lot of their brain, and people don't really like to do that. So it's important to kind of find a sweet spot between flexibility and not offering too many options or very little options. One thing that instead you should always have is a flexible return policy, so that customers are more in control of their decisions. So very important to do. Make sure you're not overusing this, and you're gonna be just fine. Last one, regret aversion. People want to avoid feelings of regret, so emphasize the potential for missed opportunities if customers don't take advantage of a deal or purchase a product. How to use this: highlight limited time offers or dwindling stock levels to create a sense of urgency and encourage customers to take action. This is just like fear of missing out, so people don't want to miss out on opportunities. So you want to kind of force them by creating a sense of urgency to buy, so that they will not miss out on a potential benefit, so that they won't miss out on your product or on your potential benefits. So you're kind of gonna have to make people afraid of what they could be missing out from your product. And to do that, you can also use urgency and scarcity to encourage them to buy as soon as possible. And you can see here an example. This is a very good way, and actually I think it's the best way that's not using any kind of like exaggerated scarcity or these kind of things, and it's just same day shipping if ordered within X amount of hours. So we're not saying the offer ends tomorrow and then the offer is the same day after that. We just want to tell them that if they want to get the product as soon as possible, so that they don't miss out, they're gonna have to order after within a certain amount of time. This works very well, and it's something that you can implement as well. So that is it for this video. I know it was a little bit longer than the other ones, but I think it is very important to kind of know the science and the psychology behind the changes that you can make. Because again, if you leverage science and psychology to improve your conversions, they're gonna be safe hits. Because if you use best practices to increase the conversions, best practices can work, but they are depending on the niche. So maybe you're doing fashion and you're using best practices from a beauty brand, they're not gonna work for you because the brand is different. But if you use psychology and sales, no matter what niche you are, no matter if you're fashion, accessories, no matter if you are fitness, you're still selling to human beings. So the psychology is pretty much the same no matter what the niche is. So if you implement these things, you will be able to increase the conversions no matter what your niche is. So this is it for this video. Let me know if it was valuable for you. If you have questions or if you just want to give me your feedback, you can just send a comment down below. If you've got any questions or if you just want to tell me how much you appreciated or hated my video, you can send a comment down below and I will probably reply. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching and see you guys in the next one.